Welcome to Creator's Edge Studio. I'm Tom Marcoux.
And I'm John Colton.
We're talking about movie Oops, Fix It, and our topics include What If from Marvel. John, I know you have a lot to say about this. Go for it.
I was really excited when What If appeared as one of the things that they were going to be doing.
Right.
And I was a big fan of the comic book, bought every issue I came across. Because it's the ultimate writer's question. What if?
Yes.
That's how every story starts. And the comic book writers really found a lot of interesting avenues to pursue.
Right.
I remember there was one, what if the radioactive spider had bitten someone else?
Yes.
What if it was Flash Thompson?
Ooh, yuck.
What if it was Mary Jane?
Oh, well, that's interesting.
And how would they respond to having these spider powers? And so that's kind of what they did, was just take a pivotal moment in time where it could have been anybody, or somebody could have made a different decision. And what if it was just slightly different? The other thing that they did with What If was they would just have fun sometimes and just do a crazy battle that might not normally happen. Like, what if Conan fought Wolverine?
Wow.
I think the show has been pretty good. I think it's been just a teeny bit off from the formula of the comic books, but that's just the nature of things. You know, if you're off by a little bit, sometimes it makes a big difference on the impact.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the Captain Carter episode. That felt
Me too.
felt like a comic book.
Yes.
And Evil Doctor Strange, call it that for shorthand, episode.
Okay.
And then the latest episode where Thor is basically throwing a giant kegger on planet Earth, that was pretty fun too. You know, that kind of falls into the Wolverine versus Conan kind of stuff.
Playing, having fun.
Right. But I wish they would push more in that direction. I do have some suggestions for them. And you know me, I have my little concept machine where I spin the wheel and it generates a concept.
Between your ears, yes, all the time.
So I have like 30 of them, but I'm just going to give you a Fantastic Four for the sake of time. Okay. So number one, what if Thor had fought in Civil War?
Oh, interesting. Sure.
And who would he have sided with? Captain America or Tony Stark? And how would that have changed things? Number two, what if Captain Marvel had shown up when Loki was invading New York?
Oh, all right. That's a fun one.
Yeah, because that was a big question when they first saw her. Like, where were you? What were you doing? Maybe we show that thing that was happening on the other side of the universe and what the repercussions would have been had she abandoned that to protect Earth.
I see.
Another one is, and this is a fun one, what if the Hulk fought Thanos on the junk planet Sakaar?
Okay.
Because you remember the Hulk was a gladiator there.
Right.
And when Thanos fought the Hulk, he beat him pretty soundly.
Right.
But he also had some of the jewelry already.
I see.
So I would like to see Thanos and the Hulk toe-to-toe with just their powers.
Right.
Or what if Uatu, the Watcher, decided to intervene in something?
There you go. Now, that intrigues me because I'm just wondering what that would be like. You know, it reminds me of Gandalf. The worst thing could be if Gandalf used his power and tried to do something good with the ring, because he'd probably really screw it up because of his power.
Right. And that is exactly it. That would be a fantastic what if. What if Gandalf had decided to keep the ring?
Right. But what I'm saying is the Watcher thing might be similar to the Gandalf keeping the ring thing.
Right. That's exactly the fun of What If. I think they're going in that direction. The next episode is what if Ultron had the Infinity Gauntlet?
Got it.
And so that seems spot on.
Okay, excellent. We're going to make a shift now to movie Oops, Fix It. And this relates to What If because it's about we as writers, you and I writing screenplays together, we are thinking about what if. But sometimes what if slams right into a wall if you don't look at the big picture. And I always say, what does that buy you? I remember watching The Last Jedi in the movie theater. And as soon as Luke tosses away the lightsaber, I went, boom, you just lost half the audience. And what did that buy you? It's just like when I coach somebody giving a speech. I say, don't open with a joke because boom, you lost half the audience. And many of them, you'll never get them back. It doesn't buy you enough. So we're talking about movie Oops, Fix It. Here's the fix it part. We focus on three things. What does that buy you? Weigh the possible outcomes. What is worth more? If you really want to show that Luke Skywalker is upside down, he didn't have to toss it over his shoulder so cavalierly. Luke tosses away the lightsaber as if it was garbage. He could have said, keep it. And then you'd go, what's that about? Why won't he touch the thing?
It was definitely bad manners, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Somebody travels halfway around the galaxy to bring you something that used to be yours.
Yes.
Don't just toss it away like garbage.
Right.
Bad manners.
Well, sure. And she looked at him like, please save us. Please take up the mantle and get involved again. So what you bought was one moment of surprise, one moment of, ooh, I didn't expect that. But you told this to me, John, that if Peter Parker became a homicidal maniac, that'd be a surprise. But that wouldn't be what we're here for. That's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, it has to be consistent to character. And I think that, you know, the theme of the reluctant warrior has been done so successfully in so many other movies. I'm thinking of Fist of Fury with Bruce Lee.
Right.
And he made a promise never to fight again. And so there's this buildup through the movie where it's like all these scenes where he should fight. He's like, no, I made a promise. I'm not going to fight. And then halfway through the movie, of course, you know, it is a Bruce Lee movie. He fights. And it's just so awesome because there was such great buildup. Right. I think if they had done that with Luke, they would have hit a home run.
Got it. And so to close this up, movie oops is when you go, what if, but you don't really look at that question. I like to say, what does that buy you? And then you don't weigh it out. You need to weigh it out. So a moment of surprise versus losing half the audience because they say that's not the character. In fact, John, you pointed out to me that Mark Hamill was quoted as saying, I didn't play Luke Skywalker, I played Jake Skywalker.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one thing to subvert expectations, but when you subvert the character or the protagonist of the last three movies, that's it's wrong. It feels wrong to everybody.
Right. And certainly it's not worth it. At least it's not worth it to me. If someone handed me the script and they're the producer and they say, we want you to have Luke toss this over his shoulder like it's garbage, I'd say, can we have a conversation? What are you buying there?
Going back to a thing I said earlier that's kind of subverted expectations. I remember watching the Hulk fight Thanos for the first time. And I'm thinking, oh boy, Thanos is in trouble now. And he dispatches the Hulk really easily. But it was consistent with the story and consistent with the characters, the way things happened. And so my expectations got subverted in a surprising way, but it wasn't because the Hulk suddenly turned into a tub of Jello.
Okay, right. Exactly. So we've been talking about movie oops, fix it. And as I said, the fix it part is, what does that buy you? Weigh the possible outcomes. What is worth more? Thank you, John.
Thank you, Tom.